The Indian accent is over 4,000 years old, or at least the most stereotypical feature of it is. I know what you're thinking, like, dude, you're a linguist, how are you gonna lump all the diverse Indian languages together like that? Like, there's not just one Indian accent. And that's true, there are a ton of unique accents in India and South Asia, but one feature unites most of them. And you've probably noticed this before. The feature is retroflex consonants like t. These sounds are kind of made by curving your tongue backwards behind the hard palate in your mouth. So if you really exaggerate the English r, that's where your tongue's supposed to be. Globally, sounds like t and d are pretty rare, occurring in only like 1 in 5 languages. But in South Asia, these consonants are present in about 80% of languages. And when you factor in how many speakers each language has, it adds up to over 90% of people from that region using these consonants. And this often leads to a notable Indian sound when they speak English. For instance, sometimes replacing an English alveolar T with a T or D with a D. And these sounds have a super long history in South Asia. In northern India, there's a bunch of Indo-European languages which are distantly related to English, and then there's a separate family in southern India which is called the Dravidian languages. And these two language families account for the majority of languages in this region. But when linguists reconstruct Proto-Indo-European, the ancestor of the northern languages in English, it doesn't have these retroflex sounds. However, when they reconstruct Proto-Dravidian, it appears that it does have these sounds. This language is the ancestor of languages like Tamil or Telugu, and it's thought to have been spoken over 4,000 years ago in the Indian subcontinent. And then when Indo-Aryan languages came later, they started to adopt these sounds. And Indo-Aryan is just a subgroup of Indo-European languages. But even that was well over 3,000 years ago. And so over time, a lot of the high-prestige languages in the region had these sounds and would influence other languages. So while their phonologies and sound systems might be different in a lot of other ways, these retroflex consonants are actually a uniting feature for South Asian languages, at least for a large proportion of them.